Yo, what up? All right, so I'm here showcasing a whole month later, I know, the going second Synchro deck. Now, this is specifically designed to go second. I'm sure there's a way to create it in a way that it can go first as well, but the way I have it built up, going second is kind of preferred. So I have a couple of replays that shows off some of what it can do. I have two, so these are going to be fairly quick replays, but I kind of wanted to just show where I'm at with it right now. I think there's probably still some other tech options, but I'll show you the deck list, and keep you updated on there as well. So this one is practically bullying. Okay, I style on this guy, so pretty standard. We need to get a monster on the field. Now, the reason why I'm going for Druid's Worm instead of Magna Hut is because I'm sure this guy has some type of extender. I think there was one. So we'll go for here. Get ourselves a Cell Synchro. Start this guy. He goes to the graveyard. We get the now send the monster that was special summoned to the graveyard. Boom, done. Great. Bring that back. We don't synchro summon immediately. Just kind of wait and see what this guy does. Now here he was going to end his turn, so I go ahead and do this little combination here. I probably could have did it a little bit in a different order, so I could have got the Magna Mutts effect, but we don't care. Because I summoned the Stardust Dragon, but then I synchro the other two monsters. Now, Chaos Ruler may seem a little weird, considering I have this fish in my hand. But we hit the jackpot here. Top 3 cards were fishes. And yes, we have the Iris Soul here, because she is hilarious and very useful. And now we just go into our Goaty plays. And that's pretty much where everything ends, I believe. Yeah. And then now it's our turn. Look at that. And now we got ourselves Barone, and that's game. So like I said, this one was a little bit on the bullying side. It's just a junk synchro player. So, nothing crazy. And that was also in silver. I didn't have this account for one entire month. It de-ranked all the way down like rookie. So, I don't even know how that was possible. Anywho. And the deck played worse in the lower levels because people don't play cards. This is actually harder to do against people who didn't play the game. So, now you're probably looking at this and you're like, why is the Sword Show card in here? He's just another level 6 extender. I could just tribute a monster and special summon them. So, there are some situations where being able to tribute your monster off the field is helpful. Not in this duel. We're going to speed this one up. Alright, got our boy Gigantic Sprite. So, I'm going to slow this part down. So, obviously, we boom hit him with the effect failure. Oh, man, look at that. Called by the grave. But, oh, look at that. We get to dodge it. Because we're just better. We're just better. So, this is a good outplay. And so, now that he's negated, I can now summon the Iris Soul. And by summoning her, well, they summoned the monster from the deck, so boom, I get to draw 2 cards. Very beneficial. Now I get Maxi, Cypher, and Gamma. We're just plussing. This is all during their turn. They are playing the game, I'm playing the game. We're playing at the same time. So, hits me with the Regeki, cool. It's whatever. I figured he was going to end right there since I played the Maxi. But he decided to play one more card. And so this is what I mean by going first could be a little weird. I can't play. because this deck is designed to go second, I can't play. So I just pass. And now he's like, okay, all right, now I'm a really pop off. You know, I'm gonna do what I want to do. But too bad for him. I had the Gamma, and this is pretty much just going to seal the deal here. Gamma to the driver. Hop your squadron. Synchro off. He didn't even let me summon what I wanted to summon. Game already over. So that's what I'm working on right now. As you can see, going first is weak for this deck. Simply because there's really no like starting plays unless you get like really lucky. But you're typically designing it to go second. Extra deck is also still kind of working on some stuff. Like Draco Berserker and Ready Rose Dragon have niche applications, but you know, it's kind of whatever. But Ready Rose Dragon does come up in the tier matchup, since all their cards like to be in the graveyard. Being able to banish everything out the graveyard is cool, because your deck doesn't care about the graveyard, and in fact, some of your cards benefit off of being banished. Now, this is a small, cheap version of the Goldie engine. I actually didn't like the SR version of the tuner. I figured this was pretty much just all I needed, just to see one of these and any combination of any other 8 of them, and it can combo off from there. So I had that in here. Like I said, it can benefit from Ready Rose Dragon, but this is specifically here just for tier matchup and any other random graveyard decks, like maybe some random zombie deck, something like that. Obviously the Bestials are here for going second. I could play more, but I just don't have the points on this one. I mean, I could get 3 of him, but, and I also don't think it's all that necessary. Not that many decks are doing all that. I could have 3 Bluebelly in here, but I think the 1 is just fine because it doesn't really work going second, but you still want it in here just in case you do go first and you do open it. You can kind of just search off of it and you can still play into like your branded stuff just in case. I mean, it's not that big of a package or whatever. And it still gives you, you know, branded regain still gives you the opportunity to play during your opponent's turn, provided it's on the field and you have a Bestial in the graveyard. So obviously, 3 of the Hop Your Squadron, that's our main method of synchroing during the opponent's turn, but if we're able to banish any of the Goatee, you know, while I set this, my brain just, yeah. So, so while we, you know, these are also extenders to give us the fish part of the deck. You know, and these 2 cards, it's not that big of an engine, but the disruption that you get from these is typically enough to kind of end the opponent's turn and just go from there. Now you're wondering, if this is a going second synchro deck, why do we have these XE monsters here? And that's because in so many scenarios, I just had a whole bunch of level 8 monsters just sitting on the field. Had the Irosaur Soul, I had Rebellion, or I would have like I already used Chaos Ruler or something like that on the field, one of this fish thing, and it was just like, well, I can't really do anything else, so I wish I had a rank 8. And I'm like, well, I'm going second, so what are some good going second rank 8s? And Dragolupion is good, because if they don't have anything else, number 100, punch him in the face, you win the duel. If I need to break the board a bit, I have this. And if I just want to extend a little harder, I have the Zombie Vampire. These parts are optional. It's just I found myself in scenarios where I had a whole bunch of level 8s on the field and no tuner, or I just didn't want to summon any of the other monsters if I did have a tuner. So I found these to be pretty beneficial. I know I didn't play them in the replay because the opponents just didn't make it that far. And Kurikara is hilarious. I love this card. I should play it at 3. I might play it at 3. But this one is good because we're specifically going second. And I was expecting Kashtira, but I just didn't see any at these low levels. But when it was tier, I saw tier all over the place, everywhere. But this is still good going second just in general. As long as any one of their cards activate, this goes online. And I think I have another replay with me doing that, but I don't think I saved it or whatever. But this came up as well. So this is so far the deck. Still pending, as you see, as I added the Gold Sarcophagus, because duh, why not have it in the deck that wants their cards banished? Because that can also be its own little starter. So it's pretty funny, it's pretty interesting, and I'll also be trying to play this a little bit more. It's It's good, but it gets better as you climb up the ladder. This is not a low tier deck because there were just so many times my opponents just was like, I summon Blue Eyes, and what are you gonna do? And I'm like, I guess die. I I guess die. um, and if I had three maxis, I'll pay three maxis. You should have three maxis. I went for three effect veilers and then remembered that imperm's a card. So yeah, but I think we'll swap out one effect veiler for one imperm there. So there you go. This is the deck. I'm still testing it and doing stuff. Change of Hearts here and Mind Controls here. These are funny cards as well. In case you go against Branded and they have any of their level 8s on the field, well, you know what you can do from there. Yeah. Oh, and I could put the new Synchro. I'll be back with more stuff later. So I will catch y'all later.